A warrior does not train only his body, he sharpens his mind. For the mind is the true battlefield. The body will follow wherever the mind dares to go. When I was young, I was small and fast, but not the strongest. Others had more size, more power. But I realized something. Strength is not just in muscle. Not in force, it is here. Points to head. In the mind. Many seek power in their fists, in their kicks, in the weight they lift. But what happens when they face fear? When life knocks them down? If the mind is weak, everything falls apart. But if the mind is strong, no challenge can break you. I have seen fighters with great strength but no control, and they fall before the battle even begins. Why? Because they never trained their mind. Discipline of the mind, that is the foundation of all mastery. If you want to overcome any challenge, don't start with the body. Start here. Points to head. Train your thoughts like you train your fists. Sharpen your focus like you sharpen your technique. For in the end, the strongest weapon you have is your mind. 1. The only limit is your mind. Limits are not real. They are illusions, barriers created in the mind, not in the body. Many believe they can only go so far, that their abilities are set in stone. They stop when they feel tired, when they hit obstacles, when doubt creeps in. But these are not true limitations. They are simply the thresholds of the mind, and thresholds can be broken. The truth is, the body does not give up first. The mind does. It's the mind that whispers, "You're too tired," long before the body reaches its true edge. It's the mind that says, "This is too hard," before you've even tested your full strength. The real battle is not against fatigue or struggle, it's against the voice inside that tells you to stop. When I trained, I learned one thing. If you control your mind, you control your limits. Every day, I pushed past resistance not to impress others, but to prove to myself that I could. Every time I ignored the urge to quit, I grew stronger not just physically, but mentally. And that is the key. If you want to break past limits, start with your mind. Train yourself to push when discomfort sets in. When doubt tries to take hold, replace it with action. The moment you decide, "I can go further," you will. What once seemed impossible will become routine. You will not just break barriers, you will erase them. 2. The strength of water, mastering adaptability. Be formless, shapeless like water. Water takes the shape of whatever holds it. It can flow gently, or it can crash with force. Be water, my friend. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully you plan, obstacles will arise. Challenges will appear without warning. Many people resist change, they fight against difficulties, stubbornly clinging to what is familiar. But rigidity is weakness. The harder you resist, the easier you break. True strength lies in adaptability. Water does not struggle against barriers, it moves around them. It does not force its way through obstacles, it finds another path. And over time, even the hardest stone is worn down by the persistence of water. When I faced rejection, told I would never make it in Hollywood, that my background was a limitation, I did not waste energy fighting against reality. I adapted. I found another way. I created my own style, my own path. I refused to be confined by others' expectations. Many people fear change. They resist anything that disrupts their routine. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to be strong, you must learn to move, to shift, to evolve. Life will never go exactly as planned. But if you remain flexible, if you embrace change instead of fearing it, you will never be broken. When obstacles appear, don't fight them with frustration. Instead, ask yourself, how can I move through this? How can I use this challenge to my advantage? How can I adapt and emerge even stronger? Be like water. Flow. Adjust. Overcome. And nothing will ever hold you back. 3. Transform pain into strength. Do not wish for an easy life. Wish for the strength to endure a difficult one. Most people fear pain, They avoid hardship, discomfort, and struggle, believing that a life free of challenges is a good life. But they are wrong. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Every setback, every failure, every obstacle contains a lesson. The question is, will you let pain break you, or will you use it to build yourself? I have faced moments where pain tested me. Injuries threatened my ability to train. Rejection and discrimination could have stopped me from chasing my dreams. But I never asked, why me? Instead, I asked, how can this make me stronger? Most people stop when they encounter pain. They say, this is too hard. But a warrior sees pain as fuel. Every struggle is a chance to grow. Every challenge is an opportunity to become better. Think of a muscle, it grows through stress. When you push it beyond its limits, it tears and rebuilds itself even stronger. The mind works the same way. Hard times, failures, rejection. These are the weights that build mental resilience. But it is your choice. Will you let pain defeat you, or will you let it forge you into something unstoppable? The next time you face adversity, do not retreat. Do not complain. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? How can I use this pain to fuel my progress? The strongest people are not those who have never suffered. They are those who turned their suffering into strength. So when pain comes, do not fear it. Face it. Own it. Let it refine you. Because the greatest warriors are not the ones who have never fallen. They are the ones who rose every time they did. 4. Master the moment, the strength of now. Do not dwell in the past. Do not fear the future. Your power lies in the present. Most people are trapped in time, either clinging to past mistakes or consumed by worries about the future. But the past is unchangeable, and the future is unwritten. The only moment that truly exists is now. And the one who learns to command the present moment controls their destiny. When I trained, when I fought, when I lived, I was fully present. I did not allow my mind to drift to yesterday's failures or tomorrow's uncertainties. My focus was on now, and because of that, my actions were precise, my reactions were sharp, and my mind was clear. Too many people sabotage themselves by living anywhere but the present. They let past regrets weigh them down instead of learning from them. They worry about problems that do not exist yet, draining their energy before they even begin. This weakens the mind. Your strength, your control, your power, it all exists in this moment. If you focus on what you can do right now, you will always move forward. If you discipline your mind to stay present, no regret can hold you back. No fear can paralyze you. But presence is a skill, it must be trained, just like a muscle. Start small. When you train, train with full focus. When you speak, listen deeply. When you eat, experience every bite. When you work, give it everything you have. The more you train yourself to stay in the moment, the sharper your mind becomes. Life is happening now. If you are lost in the past or the future, you are not truly living. So ground yourself in the present, because when you master now, you hold the key to everything that comes next. 5. Discipline. The key to true freedom. Most believe freedom is doing whatever they want, but real freedom comes from mastering yourself. If your emotions dictate your actions, if laziness keeps you from your goals, you are not free, you are trapped by your own weaknesses. Discipline is the tool that unlocks real power. Too many people think of discipline as restriction, as something that limits their lives. They believe waking up early, training consistently, and controlling emotions takes away their freedom. But the opposite is true. Without discipline, you are ruled by distractions, by impulses, by fear. Discipline is not about punishment, it is about control. It gives you the ability to act, to move forward, to stay committed even when motivation is gone. Because the reality is, if you only work when you feel like it, you will never be consistent. If you only push yourself when things are easy, you will never reach greatness. But when you build discipline, You take command of your life. You do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. That is true power. That is true freedom. I applied discipline to everything: training, philosophy, acting, writing. I knew talent was not enough. Discipline is what separates the average from the extraordinary. The strongest warrior is not the one who trains when inspired. It is the one who sharpens his skills every single day without excuses, without waiting for the right moment. Think of a sword. If you only sharpen it before battle, you will be unprepared. But if you maintain it daily, you will always be ready. Your mind, your body, your skills, they are your weapons. Discipline keeps them sharp. But discipline is not just about effort, it is about control. A person without discipline is a slave to anger, fear, and doubt. A disciplined mind stays steady under pressure, focused in chaos, and unstoppable in adversity. How do you build this? Start small. Follow through on your commitments. Train when you don't feel like it. Push through discomfort. Control your thoughts before they control you. The more you practice, the stronger your discipline becomes. And the stronger your discipline, the more control you have over your life. The truth is, success does not come to those who wait for the perfect moment. It comes to those who take action, no matter what. Every master, every champion, every legend was once just a person who refused to give in to excuses. Discipline is not a trait, it is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows through use. Train yourself to face the difficult things now, and life becomes easier. Avoid discipline, and life becomes harder. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they lack the discipline to develop it. They quit when it gets hard. They stop when progress is slow. But greatness is not given. It is earned by those who are willing to endure, to sacrifice, to commit. Discipline is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. So ask yourself, are you willing to push beyond your emotions and doubts? Are you willing to stay committed when motivation fades? If the answer is yes, then discipline will be your greatest ally. Strengthen it. Master it. And with it, you will achieve anything. 6. Fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. I don't fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I fear the one who has perfected a single kick 10,000 times. Fear is not real. It is a creation of the mind, an illusion that only holds power if you feed it. It whispers doubts, urges hesitation, and convinces you to stay in your comfort zone. But like a shadow, fear has no real substance. The moment you step through it, you realize it was never solid to begin with. Most people let fear dictate their lives. They fear failure, so they never take risks. They fear judgment, so they silence themselves. They fear discomfort, so they stop pushing their limits. But fear only exists if you allow it. The moment you challenge it, when you lean into it instead of running away, it weakens and fades. I encountered many fears throughout my life. When I arrived in America, I was told an Asian man could never be a Hollywood star. They said the world wasn't ready. Many would have accepted this as truth. But I didn't. Instead of shrinking, I sharpened my skills. I trained harder. I made myself undeniable. I refused to let fear or anyone else decide my fate. Fear loses its grip the moment you take action despite it. Every great warrior, leader, and innovator has felt fear. The difference is, they did not surrender to it. They used it. So how do you break free from fear? You confront it head-on. If you fear public speaking, speak more. If you fear failure, fail until you learn. If you fear pain, train yourself to endure discomfort. Fear is only powerful when avoided. When faced repeatedly, it shrinks. Imagine a fight. If you retreat in fear, your opponent grows bolder. But if you stand your ground, if you press forward with courage, you take control. Life works the same way. If you keep running from fear, it will always chase you. But if you turn and face it, it will step aside. Too many people live imprisoned by invisible barriers of their own making. They stay in unfulfilling jobs, toxic relationships, and uninspired routines, not because they lack ability, but because they fear change. They don't see that fear isn't keeping them safe, it's keeping them small. Fear will always exist. It's part of being human. But whether it holds you back or pushes you forward is your choice. Ask yourself, what would I do if fear did not exist? Who could I become if I refused to let fear dictate my choices? The answer is the person you were meant to be. A true warrior doesn't wait for fear to disappear before taking action. He moves forward despite it. And with every step, fear loses its voice until one day it is silent. This is how you master fear. This is how you master life. 7. Master yourself, and nothing can stop you. All wisdom begins with self-awareness. The greatest battle you will ever face is not against an opponent. It is not against the challenges life throws at you. It is not even against fear, failure, or pain. The greatest battle is the one within the fight to understand who you truly are. Most people drift through life without ever knowing themselves. They follow the path laid out for them by society, chasing success, approval, and material things, without questioning if these pursuits truly fulfill them. They live by the expectations of others, rarely stopping to ask, what do I genuinely desire? Who am I beyond my titles, roles, and achievements? What is my true purpose? But a warrior does not move blindly through life. A warrior seeks clarity. A warrior strips away illusion, distraction, and false identities to discover his true essence. Because real strength, real confidence, and real freedom come from self-mastery. When I trained in martial arts, I also trained my mind. I studied philosophy as deeply as I studied combat. I reflected, questioned, and refined my thoughts. I knew that mastering my body was not enough. I needed to master my mind. Because once you truly know yourself, nothing can shake you. No failure can define you. No fear can hold you back. No opinion can weaken your resolve. Think of a mighty tree. If its roots are shallow, the first storm will tear it from the ground. But if its roots run deep, no force can bring it down. The same is true for your mind. Without self-awareness, you are easily swayed, easily broken, easily lost. But with deep self-knowledge, you stand firm, no matter what life throws your way. So how do you truly know yourself? Look within. Spend time in deep reflection. Ask yourself the hard questions. What do I truly believe? What do I truly want? What fears or doubts am I avoiding? The more honest you are with yourself, the stronger you become. Test yourself. True self-knowledge comes from experience. It comes from pushing beyond limits, embracing discomfort, and stepping into the unknown. Only in struggle do you truly see what you are made of. Many avoid challenges because they fear failure, but a warrior embraces them because they reveal truth. Face your weaknesses, confront your fears, and acknowledge your flaws not as obstacles, but as stepping stones to growth. When you truly know yourself, you stop seeking approval from others. You are no longer controlled by fear, doubt, or comparison. You walk your own path with certainty. You trust yourself completely. You become unstoppable. The mind is your most powerful weapon, but only if you train it. Seek clarity. Strengthen your will. Master yourself. Because once you do, no limits will exist for you. 8. Command your energy. Guard your mind from negativity. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. Choose wisely. Every thought you allow into your mind shapes your reality. Feed it with strength, confidence, and focus, and you will grow into your highest potential. But let negativity, fear, doubt, insecurity take root, and it will strangle your progress like weeds overtaking a garden. Many people fail to protect their mental energy. They allow themselves to be consumed by toxic influences, fear of failure, self-doubt, negative environments. They listen to the voices that whisper, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Why even try?" Over time, these thoughts become their truth. They stop pushing forward. They stop believing in themselves. But a warrior does not allow negativity to dictate his path. He guards his mind as fiercely as he trains his body. He understands that his energy is his power, and he refuses to waste it on anything that weakens him. I learned this early in my life. I refused to let doubt or negativity take hold. When people told me I would never succeed, I did not argue, I simply worked harder. I transformed their disbelief into fuel, their doubt into determination. Instead of absorbing negativity, I used it to sharpen my focus. You must do the same. If you want to be strong in mind, body, and spirit, you must take control of your energy. Choose your thoughts carefully. Surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you. Eliminate distractions that drain your focus. Train your mind to reject negativity the moment it appears. Think of your mind as a fortress. If you leave the gates open, fear and weakness will flood in. But if you guard it fiercely, if you allow in only thoughts and beliefs that strengthen you, nothing can shake you. This takes discipline. You must train your mind daily. Notice your thoughts. Are they empowering or limiting you? Evaluate your environment. Are you surrounded by growth or toxicity? Assess your habits. Are they building you up or holding you back? When you protect your energy, you will feel the difference. Fear loses its grip. Doubt fades into silence. Confidence becomes your natural state. Most people let the world shape their mindset. But a warrior shapes his own. He consciously chooses his beliefs, his focus, and his energy. And because of this, he becomes unstoppable. A negative mind will never create a powerful life. If you let doubt and fear take root, they will control you. But if you replace them with strength and belief, you will develop an unshakable mindset. Negativity is a habit. So is discipline. The question is, which one are you strengthening? Do not waste your energy on things that do not serve you. Do not argue with those who do not support your growth. Do not hold on to relationships that drain you. Do not feed your mind with thoughts that make you weaker. A warrior knows this. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So direct it wisely toward growth, toward mastery, toward becoming the strongest version of yourself. Because when you control your energy, you control your future. Your thoughts shape your reality. Choose them with intention.